When we're dissolving something in water, there's only so much that can be dissolved. This is called solubility. And it's usually expressed as grams of solute in 100 grams of water. And this number, this expression right here, so many grams per 100 grams of water, is the maximum that can dissolve. If we think about sweet tea, and I'm stirring in sugar, when I'm stirring in sugar into sweet tea, what will happen? It will dissolve. But if I keep putting more and more and more sugar in there, eventually there's going to come a point where I can't stir in any more sugar, and there's going to be solid on the bottom. There's going to be solid on the bottom. And that represents a point when we can stir no more in, when the solution can hold no more. We call that saturated. So if you're stirring in solid into water, such as sugar into sweet tea, at some point it will become saturated. When we're saturated, no more can be stirred in. No more can be stirred in. We have reached the solubility. That's how you determine where the solubility is. You keep stirring it in until no more will dissolve, and then there you go. You've got the grams, the maximum number of grams that can be held in 100 grams of water. So if we had a solubility of something like, say, 245 grams per 100 grams, what that means is if I have 100 grams of water, the maximum that I can get to stir in is 245 grams before solid starts accumulating on the bottom. Now, what do we call it when we can stir? Now, we got up to the point where we kept stirring in and we have solid on the bottom. While we're getting to that, before it starts forming solid on the bottom, we call that unsaturated. Which means it can hold more. No more can be stirred in, all right? And this is more can be stirred in. Okay? You got no more and more can be stirred in. So unsaturated is this situation right here where there is none on the bottom. Solid on the bottom, that's saturated. No solid on the bottom, none, that is unsaturated. All right, so that's how you can tell the difference between whether something is a saturated or unsaturated. Saturated, you can't hold any more. Unsaturated means you can stir in more. And the way you can tell a saturated from unsaturated is whether there's solid on the bottom, in which case it's saturated, or there's no solid on the bottom, in which case it's unsaturated.